So, um, we are doing a different information session right now for StreetWise Partners. This is the recorded version. So I will go ahead and do this just like a regular information session. And then I'll go ahead and give you details on how to reach out to me by the end. But I'll go ahead and just introduce myself. Muriel, thank you so much for having me. So my
Glad to
name,
be here.
yes, thank you. My name is Jasmine Moore, and I am the Community Outreach and Program Manager for StreetWise Partners. So I'm just going to dive deep into what our program looks like. And yes.
And I think I might want to introduce myself too
Oh,
for
yes.
those who are not familiar with me, with my face.
Mhm.
I'm Mireille Makambo, the Career Development Coordinator at Task International. I may have connected with some of you who are going to watch this video, and some of you may have received my emails, but you don't know my face. So this is me. So we're just gonna be doing this info session along with StreetWise Partners, and Jasmine is the one who's going to conduct it.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much for having me again. And I will go ahead and begin. So without further ado, this is StreetWise Partners, our information session. And I will go ahead and give directions at the end on how to reach out to me and go ahead and get that application so that you can fill it out. But I will give you that information at the end of the session. So let's begin. So just an overview of StreetWise Partners. So our goal is to really leverage mentorship and increase employment opportunities for adults from under-resourced communities, overlooked communities, and we do that in New York, Washington, D.C., and Detroit. StreetWise Partners pairs volunteers with mentees who are underemployed, unemployed, and we really want to provide you with the skills and resources and access to networks that you would need to secure and maintain employment. So at StreetWise, we recognize that talent is distributed equally, but opportunity definitely is not. And we really are dedicated to dismantling those barriers and closing the opportunity gap, closing the wealth gap. And we also see that who you know hiring practices lock out a lot of candidates who would in other worlds be eligible. So unfortunately, that is the way that a lot of hiring practices are. So we really just want to connect you with as many people as possible so that you're able to network, and that will make you so much more likely to get a position. So we also like to hone in on that. And I also want to go ahead and just give an overview of the program. So we break it down into two phases. So phase one is where you will have a 2-hour virtual session once a week for 13 weeks. So you can either choose between Tuesdays or Wednesdays, but it's only once a week commitment, and it's for 2 hours and it'll be virtual. And we also try to follow a 2-to-1 volunteer model. So we would hope that you get 2 volunteers, but if not, and if you're only set up with 1 volunteer, you will still have access to every single volunteer, every single mentor that is a part of our program. You go into a lot of breakout rooms and you're able to interact with them one-on-one. So you'll have access to all of the mentors. You'll just be paired with a mentor. And then we also focus on key topics every week. So one week will be resume building, cover letter building, things of that nature, but we have a new topic every single week. And then you also will be expected to communicate weekly with your mentors in between sessions because there are assignments due every week. So even after that 2-hour virtual session once a week, you will be meeting with your mentors additionally one more time every week, just to make sure that you have a lot of guidance and support when you're doing those assignments and doing that work. So that's phase one. That's really where your largest time commitment will come, those first 13 weeks of program. And then after that, we meet up much less. So that's phase two. And phase 2 is over the course of 9 months, and you have biweekly meetings with your mentor, and it'll be virtual. So you'll meet with them twice a month for a course of 9 months. And then you'll also have cohort meetups. So you'll meet up with your cohort within a 6-week time frame, those first 3 months, and then those last 6 months. So phase 2 is for 9 months, where phase 1 is for 13 weeks. And then also we do have alumni services. So even after you graduate from our program, you still will not be able to get rid of us. We will always be there to support you. We still have exclusive events for you. And some of those are corporate workshops. So even after you graduate, you still have the freedom to join corporate workshops and continue that professional growth and network with our corporate partners. And then you'll also still have the opportunity to get considered for entry-level jobs and internship opportunities. And those are also sourced through our corporate partners. So you'll have an opportunity to get considered for these jobs. You'll be able to network with them at exclusive events that only they will be at. And you'll also have continued access to and support from the StreetWise Partners staff. So myself, my colleagues, we will be there for you every single step of the way. If you ever want to set up office hours with us, if you ever have any questions, if you ever just need any support and guidance, like, we are really here for you. And then also, I also want to talk about program goals. So we really want to help you identify your strengths and set goals. And we also want you to be able to create a marketable resume, marketable cover letter. We really want to polish those interview skills, those networking skills. We want to teach you about LinkedIn and how to really amplify your online presence. And then we also just want to build your confidence in public speaking and really help you create and use your own professional network. And we also want to help to develop your soft skills. This is a really, really important facet when you're applying for jobs. It's one thing to have those hard skills, those technical skills, but your soft skills are really what's going to set you apart from those other people who are trying to get the same job that you're trying to get. So we really want to help develop those soft skills. So we'll also have time to work on time management. We'll work on your research skills, working independently, things of that nature. So I also want to kind of break down what each weekly session is going to look like. So session 1, week 1, is when we will kind of have mentor and mentee training. So you'll meet up with us and we'll kind of go over what our expectations are for you. You'll also go over what your expectations are for us, because it really is a two-way street and our job is to support you as much as possible. So we really want to make sure that we do everything in our power within these 13 weeks to empower you and give you as many tools as you possibly need. So that's really what we're going to cover during session 1. Session 2 is when your mentor or your mentors come in, and that's when you guys get to kind of like meet, build out your relationship. And then session 3 is where we go into goal setting and kind of looking for that job, trying to figure out what position you're looking for. And then session 4 is where we cover your resume and cover letter. So we're going to start working on that during the 4th week. And then session 5 is when we want to kind of hone in on those networking skills. So we're going to work on your elevator pitch and your skills during informational interviews. And then session 6 is when we will jump in again to resume and job description. And then we'll also talk about your online presence and review. So LinkedIn, things of that nature, just to really make sure that you're as accessible and as marketable to future employers as possible via the internet. And then session 8 is our signature event, one of our signature events. And that's basically where your mentors do not come in that day. You get a brand new face of volunteers and you speed network with them. And then from that, they're able to give you feedback, tell you what you did great, tell you what you might have needed to work on. And then you get to meet with them, you get to network with them as well. It's a really good event. Our last mentees loved this event. And then session 9 and session 10 is really where we go back into those interview skills and that interview preparation, because session 11 is our next signature event. That's mock interview day. And it's the same structure as the speed networking day. Your mentors don't come in. New volunteers come in, you do mock interviews with them, you get to know them, they give you feedback, and then you get to network with them as well and connect with them. And then you also have the 9-month work plan during session 12. So this is the 12th week, we're wrapping things up. We kind of just sit down and really kind of map out what you want to get out of phase 2. And then session 13 is where we just wrap it all up. And then I also wanted to talk about the schedule. So for this upcoming program, it's from September 14th to 15th to December 14th and 15th, depending on whether you choose Tuesday or Wednesday. And it's from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Both of them are from 6:30 to 8:30. And you only choose one. We do have more spots available for our Tuesday program, but if you're not able to make it Tuesday evening and you can only do Wednesday evening, we will definitely figure something out. So I also wanted to dive deep into those exclusive events. And I really want to stress that only members of StreetWise are the ones who have access to these events. So these are just for you. We made these events just for you. And we do a public speaking workshop. So again, working on those public speaking skills, really strengthening that. And then our exclusive events I was talking about, speed networking, mock interview. And then we also have tons of corporate events where you're able to virtually come in, network, get to know those corporate partners, maybe learn more about an industry that you're interested in. So we do that. And then we help you like with your networking and everything. So even if you're a little bit worried jumping into those networking events, we will help you throughout the way to make those public speaking and those communication skills a lot stronger so that when you go in, you're confident and you're really able to get the most out of these events. And I also wanted to paint a picture of where some of our mentors do work at. So a lot of these places might look familiar to you. So we have mentors coming in from Deloitte, Microsoft, IBM, Facebook, Department of Justice, Department of State, so many places. Our mentors come from so many places and so many different backgrounds. So I wanted to highlight that as well. And I also wanted to highlight our impact. So the people who get into our program, we have a graduation rate on average of about 85%. But also our last session, I believe our graduation rate was like 92%. So people almost always graduate from our program. And you also are going to be able to make 100+ professional contacts. And I know that sounds like a lot of people, but between all of the people in your cohort, between all of the mentors, the other mentees, us, the volunteers, our corporate partners, community partners, you will make so many professional contacts while in this program. I'm telling you, you will have an opportunity to meet 100+ people. I know it sounds like a crazy number, but you'll be able to meet so many people. And then I also wanted to highlight the employment rate. So within a year of our program, 70% of our mentees do get employed. And then even the ones that don't get employed, like I said before, we will never leave you. You are supported for life. If at any point in your career, any point in your job search, you want to send me an email, do office hours with me. If you want to like call me for advice, I'll be here to support you throughout the entire time. And then I also wanted to highlight our annual income increase. On average, our mentees do see an increase of 230%. So diving deep into the requirements to get into this program, you have to be 18 years or older with a high school diploma or the equivalent. If you're currently working towards that, then that's perfectly fine. We'll still get you in the program as long as you're working towards it. And you also have to be legally eligible to work in the United States. So don't need to have like a permanent card or anything. If you have a work permit, that's perfectly fine. And then also just a proficiency in English. English does not at all need to be your first language. It does not at all need to be, you don't have to be like a completely fluent speaker, but just proficient enough so that you can really get the most out of our program. And then also it's important to have basic computer skills and a familiarity with Microsoft Office. Again, You don't have to be an expert with Microsoft Office. I am not even an expert in Microsoft Office. And then also just those computer skills. So really like, can you send a PDF to me? Can you email me your resume? Things like that. And then also it's important to have access to email, a computer with a webcam, a microphone, and internet connection. And lastly, it's really important to be committed to attending the program. Like the mentees that really get the most out of the program are the ones that come every single week. They meet with their mentors outside of session. They come prepared with questions. They're really ready to dive deep and participate in the program. Those are really the ones that get the most out of it. So out of all these requirements, I would definitely say that that's the most important one. Okay, so I also want to dive into next steps. So you do have to complete an online application. So thank you for watching my presentation, first of all, because now I want you to go ahead and send me an email. So I put my email right there, jasmine@streetwisepartners.org. Email me just to confirm that you watched this video, and then I will go ahead and send you an application link. The application will take like 10 minutes at the most. It does not take long at all. And then after that, the application is going to ask you to schedule an interview with me. So go ahead and schedule that interview with me, and then you'll attend the interview. And I also just want to highlight too that this is not a formal interview at all. It's really just a conversation between you and I. I just want to be able to get to know you better and kind of see you virtually face to face before the session starts. So it's not at all formal. Don't feel like you have to give me like impressive answers or anything. And then that's the interview. And then afterwards, I'll give you a decision email. I will let you guys know though that our applications are closing very, very soon. Our session does start a couple weeks into September, but our applications do close before that. So as soon as you see this video, shoot me an email. I will send you an application and fill it out as soon as possible so that I can get you in our system and we can go ahead and get you into the program. Okay, and then last slide, just again, that's my email. You have to send me an email in order to apply. So send me that email, I'll send you an application, and then I will hopefully see you at an interview. Okay, thank you so much. I will leave the floor open if there are any questions, Muriel, that you wanted to ask me. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for the presentation. It was very informative. My question will be for my clients. Most of them, they come from foreign countries. I have some, they have like 5, 10 or more years of professional experience. So I'm just wondering how StreetWise Partners will be a good fit for them. If it's going to be a good fit, how are they going to benefit if they are interested in becoming part of your organization?
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of our mentees come in from foreign countries. Like 60% of our mentees are first generation immigrants.
Okay.
And literally almost all the time they come in and they have so much experience from their countries. They have like degrees, they have all of this work experience. And then they come into the program and we realize that like sometimes like they're not getting paid what their worth is, just not having access to those networks in the US. So we really like to like help out in that regard. So if you have years of experience, that is perfectly fine. You're still perfectly eligible for the program. We really just want to help you make sure that you are getting positions and getting paid what you're worth. And also just really making sure that we give you all of those soft skills, all those interview skills, all of those interpersonal communication skills on how to navigate a job here in the DMV area. So yeah, what you voiced to me sounds like our perfect candidate. Has lots of experience in their country, coming in and just really trying to figure out how to navigate that here. Come over to us, we will help you out.
Okay. Thank you. I think that is very clear. And you also mentioned something about like the criteria who's eligible to be part of the, to become a mentee in your program. So if I have just to make a comment, I will encourage um, task survivors who are looking for a bet to get better opportunities career-wise. This will be a good place for to transition, to get all the skills, even to learn just how to navigate the job market. You will get like a lot of information being part of this organization here. And I also have testimony for people that I have worked with that were connected to StreetWise Partners, and today they are very happy in the career. They all came from foreign countries as well, with degrees from outside of the US, but they Streetwise Partners been very beneficial for the career goals. So you have the information how to reach out to Jasmine. You have her email. I'm going to also share my information, my phone number and my email with you. You can just reach out to me. And if you have questions, we are both available to answer the questions that you may have. Um, yeah, that's my comment.
Thank you so much. You have no idea how happy that makes me to know that you have had some members who have been a part of Streetwise and have really been able to benefit from the program. Like that is music to my ears. That is what I am here for. So that makes me really, really happy. And I'm so glad that we're able to continue this. And I'm really looking forward to it. And whoever is watching this video, I'm looking forward to meeting you. Please, if you have any questions, if you just want to chat with me, just send me an email. I've got you. Just let me know whatever you need.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you so much. Okay, let me go ahead.